Welcome to Flip Devotional, the podcast, where each week Martha Shannon, the author of Flip Devotional, the book, and Steve Shannon discuss the readings from the week. If you haven't gotten Flip Devotional, the book, it's available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, also available as an ebook on Barnes & Noble. And the scriptures are available on the podcast site if you don't have the book. You can pull that up, read the scriptures ahead, and then join in on the podcast and hear our lovely discussion. We still don't have any fan mail, and I thought of if people were like, well, I want to send fan mail, but I really don't want to side with Steve or Martha. I just want to say, hey, I mean, you could do that. But also, I've been thinking since we are more than halfway through our podcast year, when we get to the end of this calendar year, we will be at the end of this book. I don't know if we're going to do a podcast again or not. And so are there any thoughts out there? It's like, oh, you all should do a podcast
about our life.
Our life, or
we could summarize the week, things we did, like Kroger's on Sunday. We could talk about that.
And Gypsy and Holly, our friends that we see at Kroger every week.
Correct. That would be exciting.
Yeah. Or car repair, because we're really good at that. But seriously, if there was...
We could do audio golf lessons.
Something like that, that the listeners are, ooh, I wish I had this to listen to each week or something. Or I wish there was another book I could read about something. I don't know. Just... if you all are having thoughts, we can
could do
offer
one
them
on
to
plagues.
us.
We could do the plagues.
You could.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Don't want to know how many books he's read about the plague. So anyway, love to hear from people, and just if there's anything out there that y'all would like to hear about. So let's jump in. We have July 14th through July 20th.
I think it's important to remember July 14th is Bastille Day.
Okay.
So I encourage you to eat French fries and in honor of Marie Antoinette, have cake.
Nice. I like that. Do we have any listeners? I don't think we have any listeners from France.
They're too busy celebrating Bastille Day on the 14th.
Well, okay. That doesn't explain January through June, but okay. So July. Our July theme are stories that are in the Bible, and some people would not believe that they are in the Bible, and some people would read them and go, I don't believe that really happened. I think it's just a made-up story. But you know what? It's in the Bible.
It's in the Bible.
And it doesn't say this is a made-up story that we're just putting here for the fun of it to take up space. Nope.
So it has value.
Absolutely.
It's God's holy inspired word, right?
And these are stories that, speaking of inspired, actually were inspired by Steve, because when he taught 4th and 5th grade Sunday school, he always included most of these stories.
We would read them not every year, but every other year. So everyone got to either you read them in 4th grade or 5th grade, all these stories. Because we just think they're great stories. They are kind of fun. As Martha said, they're a little quirky. Mm-hmm.
So we have a whole month of them.
Yes.
Which... when I first started and was like, this is going to be the theme of July, it's like, I sure hope there's that many stories. 30 days past September, April, June. Yeah, 31. Sure hope there's 31 quirky stories. And there were. Well, some of them took up 2 days, so that was kind of cheated. But anyway. All right, this first one is a great story for children.
This is one of the great stories, I think, in the Bible. I think it's so bizarre.
Never have I ever heard a sermon on this.
No, and rarely people. I would think if you ask people, 99% of regular church attendants would not know this story's in the Bible.
Right. And if you told them it was, they would say, you're lying.
Yeah.
But this is in 2 Kings chapter 2, 3 verses, 23 through 25.
Yep. It's just really, essentially what happens, Elisha, right? There's Elijah and Elisha. This is Shah, who came after Elijah. He went up from Bethel. So he was walking someplace along the road.
He's a prophet.
Elisha's a prophet, man of God, right?
Yeah.
So he's a big time guy, right? Some boys came out of the town and jeered at him, made fun of him, laughed at him, right? Called him Baldy.
Yeah. So before this, we didn't even know if he had hair or not.
Apparently he's bald.
Very bald.
He's Baldy, right? And they say, get out of here, Baldy, get out of here, Baldy. So they're, I don't know, just yelling at this guy for no reason. He turns around and called down a curse on them in the name of the Lord. So he called on God, and God responded.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. God must have known the plan, so he calls down a curse, and then what happens?
Then 2 bears come out of the woods and mauled 42 of the boys.
Yeah.
Now, that makes me think there was more than 42.
Correct.
And it says, and he went on to Mount Carmel.
Yeah, he had things to do. And apparently it could have read, then 2 bears came out of the woods and mauled 42 of the slowest boys. And feel free to interpret slowest as you wish. I was using it in terms of running, but yeah. So apparently, Elisha was unhappy about this situation, and he just had enough of the Baldy stuff. And again, it's like he knew, this is my plan. If a bunch of boys are jeering at me and calling me Baldy, I'm calling down a curse, and the curse is going to be 2 bears.
Well, I kind of feel like because it says he turned around and looked at them, called down the curse, like, God, you take care of them. And I think he turned and just kept walking. Like,
Could be.
I don't think he hardly stopped.
So God sent the bears.
Oh, yeah.
I just think it's mauled them. So I don't know if the boys died.
I don't know. What's the definition of mold? Just tear up?
Well, it's a place with a bunch of stores.
Oh, I know that one.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
We're all Googling mall. That's going to come
I misspelled it. I didn't misspell it. Jeez. My fingers just aren't. I need the big keyboard. Okay. I hope you got it, because...
I'm not looking. You were.
Oh, well, I don't even know what this is.
What?
Darth Maul, some Star Wars character came up.
Lord have mercy.
Because that's more important than the definition. Oh, boy.
Maul is destroyed. Maul can refer to either a physical heavy-duty hammer.
Right. Or that's not what we
Function
want.
primarily as playback, a tool, sports,
To
rugby.
physically attack or handle something roughly.
Yes.
To attack.
In a way that tears, bruises, or lacerates the skin. And this references a bear attack.
So they maybe didn't
Wait.
die.
And here's some examples.
No.
The hiker was severely mauled by a bear.
Well, they should have had the 42 boys who made fun of Elisha were mauled by 2 bears.
2 bears.
2 bears.
2 bears.
42 boys.
And why
That's a
doesn't
lot.
the International Association of Bears object to always being the standard for mauling?
Oh, my goodness.
Again, in the Bible, Elisha's a key player. I would say not a Mount Rushmore guy, but a key player.
Yeah.
Right, okay. But here he is. He's just had enough, and he calls out 2 bears to maul these boys.
All right.
Be careful who you call Baldy is the lesson.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, kids, you're calling people names? I'd watch it.
Yeah.
I just, yeah. That would make me stop right there. I would not call, at least not to their face.
Correct.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah,
Woo, boy.
We got a lot out of 3 verses.
July 15th, quickly, July 15th. All right, this one I think may be fairly well-known story. I said
would
fairly.
think, yeah.
This is Balaam. It's in Numbers, chapter 22. Balaam, I looked this up, was a non-Israelite prophet and diviner.
Yes.
You already knew that?
He was prophet.
But non-Israelite.
Yeah.
So these Moabite officials came and asked him to come with them, and he's like, no, I'm not going. This is the preface before this story. And he talked to God, and God talked to him, and God said, no, don't go. And Balaam was like, I'm not going. But then they kept asking, and then God said, okay, you know what, just go on and go with them. Which is kind of interesting that, God changed his mind about that. But so he saddled his donkey and went with them.
Who's the donkey he always rides?
Yes. Now it says, but God was very angry when he went.
Yeah, I've always been confused over that piece.
But he said go.
He said go. Maybe he said go because he kept asking him. I would hate for that to happen, right? But God is very angry.
Yeah. So he's on his donkey riding, and it says the angel of the Lord stood in the road to oppose him.
Yeah.
Okay. Balaam doesn't see the angel of the Lord.
But who does?
The donkey.
The donkey sees the angel of the Lord.
And he had 2 servants with him.
They didn't see it.
And it says, when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord with a drawn sword in his hand,
Yeah, that's got to be a scary situation.
it turned off the road. And then Balaam beat his donkey to get back on the road. And then the angel of the Lord stood, says, in a narrow path. So now it made the path a little bit smaller.
They got walls on either side. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah. And the donkey saw the angel of the Lord and pressed close to the wall, crushing Balaam's foot.
Yeah.
So he beat the donkey again.
He did crush his foot.
Yeah. Then the angel of the Lord moved on ahead and stood in a narrow place where there was no room to turn.
So the walls weren't particularly narrow, apparently. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it said narrow, but
Yeah.
this
but
must
this
be
is
more
much
narrow.
smaller, yeah.
And again, the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, and it lay down. And Balaam was very angry and was beating it. And the Lord, now this is, I think, kind of interesting. It says the Lord opened the donkey's mouth.
Yeah.
So the donkey talks. Why didn't the Lord open Balaam's eyes
Well, maybe
to see the angel of the Lord?
Yeah, maybe it was because Balaam didn't listen to God the first time.
All right. And maybe he just wouldn't even see it or would think it was something else.
I don't know.
But the donkey says, what have I done to you to make you beat me these 3 times.
So the donkey can now talk and count.
And Balaam says, instead of Balaam saying,
Whoa, talking donkey here.
he says,
I mean, you got 2 servants. Yo, Bob, Ted, did you hear that?
he says, you've made a fool of me. If only I had a sword in my hand, I would kill you right now.
Again, donkey talks to him. He hears it, understands the donkey, and he argues.
Yes. Yeah, he's not thinking,
Wait a
this
minute.
is weird.
Yeah.
Like, and then the donkey's like, am I not your own donkey, which you've always ridden? Have I been in the habit of doing this to you? No.
The answer's no.
No. Then the Lord
Yeah.
opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Then he bowed down, face down, right?
And then the angel's like, why did you beat your donkey 3 times? I've come here to oppose you because of your path is a reckless one before me. The donkey saw me and turned away. It's like,
I would have
okay.
killed you by now.
Everyone's like, well, I would have killed you if I would have killed you. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree. And again, it's a great story. Balaam, obviously has a relationship with God. God's a little angry that he's going, even though God did say it was okay, but maybe he was just angry. He kept asking, said, so maybe God lets us do things that he doesn't want us to do, right? But that's who God is.
Right.
He doesn't force you into action, right?
Right.
He doesn't force you. That's not who he is. It's, and then he goes on his way. And I would hope when I'm being disobedient, God doesn't send the, angel of the Lord with a sword, and then the donkey turns around and talks.
Yeah.
And no surprising.
Really. That's
It just seems so
You made a fool of me, not why is my donkey talking to me?
Yeah, and again, did y'all hear that? Because I'm hearing the donkey talk. It's got great grammar, I might add.
And can count, as you
can
pointed
count.
out. Yeah. All right.
So that's that.
Great little story.
It is a good story.
Okay. July 16th. This is our New Testament story.
Yes,
For maybe the month.
could be. It's getting up there.
This is in Acts. So, and it's Acts 20. So it's pretty far through. And Paul has been,
Talking.
well, before that, Paul converted.
Converted. Yes.
So
This is after the road to Damascus experience.
Paul is one of them now, and
Yes.
he's preaching all the time, going
Remember,
places.
he was going to Damascus to arrest Jews,
Right.
arrest Christians, as a Jew, arrest Christians, and then he was blinded and could see, and then when he got his sight back, he became
a disciple.
a disciple of the Christians, and still a Jew, but now a believer in Jesus as Lord and Savior.
So
That's
he-
a big change.
Yes. So he is preaching, and it says because he intended to leave the next day, he kept on talking until midnight. So, I understand that. It's like my last time with you, we're going to stay up late, and I'm going to tell you everything I need to tell you.
Yeah, I get it.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It says there were many lamps in the upstairs room.
So there's
Where
plenty
they
of
were
light.
meeting.
Yeah. Probably snacks.
Well, it said they
Almonds.
broke bread.
Almonds. Probably had almonds out.
It says seated in a window was a young man named Eutychus,
Eutychus.
and he was sinking into a deep sleep as Paul talked on and on. And when he was sound asleep,
And I think Paul could talk on and on.
oh, he could write on
On
and
and
on.
on.
I'm sure he could talk on and on. When he was sound asleep, he fell to the ground from the third story and was picked up dead.
Yes, so he's dead.
It said Paul went down, threw himself on the young man, and put his arms around him. It says, don't be alarmed, he's alive.
Yeah.
It says, then he went upstairs again, broke bread, and ate. And after talking until daylight, he left. And the people took the young man home alive and were greatly comforted. He
Which is
falls
very
three
appropriate.
stories
3 stories.
dead.
Dead. Yeah, and I think again, people knew who a dead guy was.
And Paul comes down, brings him back to life.
Yeah. He threw himself on the young man, put his arms around him, hugged him.
He said, he's alive.
Well, at first he said, don't be alarmed.
Well, don't be alarmed about him being dead. He's not dead. He's alive.
Yeah, or don't be alarmed about him being alive either.
Oh.
I don't know what's the alarm. I mean, it could be either, right? They're saying he's dead, so yeah. But the boy, Eutychus, the young man's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And Elijah and Elisha both brought people back to life by laying on top of them.
Yes. Yeah. Must be the trick.
Just,
That and God.
yeah,
but
I think
again,
God's the big piece
After
of it.
talking until daylight.
Yeah, so he
This
went way
happened-
past midnight.
Yeah, so this happened at midnight. I mean, people took the young man home alive and were greatly comforted. Of course they were. So yeah, again, Paul brings this guy back from the dead.
Yeah.
And again, Paul's just like us. Right? So
Yes.
we can do
yes,
this.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't be alarmed.
All right.
Do you think he said don't be alarmed?
In some,
Whatever language?
Some way.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, July 17th. This is, if I had this to retitle, I would call this,
Bad hair day.
yes, the ultimate, I have written
Out.
down, ultimate bad hair day. This is it. This is it.
This is the standard.
So, ladies particularly, if you're ever out there and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm really having a bad hair day, it's not as bad as this.
As Absalom, no.
Yes. So Absalom, I had to kind of wrap my
Yeah.
brain around this to get the to remember like who he was. So Absalom was David's son,
Correct.
and Absalom had Amnon, who was also David's son, killed.
Yes.
So Absalom didn't kill him, but Absalom had someone kill
Right.
Amnon, who was David's son.
Because Absalom wanted to be king.
Well, because Amnon raped Tamar,
Oh, that's right. His sister.
who was Absalom's sister.
Yes.
Like, I think if you were to do, like, I've done a family tree of my family, and it's really not very complicated. If you tried to do a family tree of David's,
Yes. Oh,
Just-
yeah.
David and his wives and concubines and their children,
Let's
their
do
children,
Solomon.
oh my gosh. Phew.
Solomon, 300 wives,
Yeah, yeah.
400 concubines. Solomon.
Just difficult. So, Absalom is David's son, okay? But he is against David.
Yes,
He wants to be king.
He wants to be king.
and
Correct.
David happens to be king.
Correct. So
So
David marched out with
that's
the
a little
army.
problem.
Yeah, marched out with the army, right? And they're fighting, right?
Yes. So it said the casualties on this day were 20,000 men.
Yeah.
And
Not quite as many as were sent home.
right. I thought of that. It said the battle spread over the whole countryside, and the forest swallowed up more men that day than the sword.
Yeah, so they died in the forest. Tripping, who knows, running into trees, I don't know.
So Absalom was riding his mule.
Correct. Into battle.
Yeah, I just don't think of a mule as being a battle.
I was once
Whatever.
told mules are associated with being stubborn. Supposedly, they're very cautious. So they appear to be stubborn, but they want to make sure their footing is good. I don't know if that's true either, but, But he's riding his mule, right?
Yeah. It says the mule went under the thick branches of a large oak, and Absalom's hair got caught in the tree.
Yeah,
He had big hair, apparently.
big hair.
And it said he was left hanging in midair while the mule he was riding kept on going. So he's hanging by his hair.
Yes, in a tree. That's got to be unpleasant.
Oh, that has got to hurt.
Yeah.
And then it said when one of the men saw what had happened, he told Joab, I just saw Absalom hanging in an oak tree. I don't have the rest of the story here, but
I think Absalom gets killed by David's men.
I think it's by Joab.
Joab, yes, who is,
Joab's like, whoa,
why didn't you kill him?
why? And
Yeah.
he said, I'm not going to kill him. It's the king's son.
Yeah,
And he's like, I'm going to do it.
yeah,
And so Absalom gets killed.
right.
Yeah,
And David's not happy about it.
right.
So, but still.
'Cause
but
it's
yes,
his son.
It's his son, yeah. But he's trying to kill him. I mean, let's be honest.
I know.
But still. So it ends up being, but he's left hanging in midair.
Now, we have companion verses
Yes.
for this.
What's your companion verse?
So I'll just explain in case people don't know. So if you read the Flip Devotional last year and you want something different, on Facebook, their Flip Devotional has its own page, and it has a calendar page for the month, and it has a different verse you can read each day if you want something different. And I tried to connect them somewhat. So guess who else had kind of a bad hair day?
Samson.
Yes. So that's the companion verse, Judges 16,
Yeah.
when Samson gets his hair cut off because that was his
He told
power.
Delilah that was his power. And really, it wasn't his power.
But it was.
Well, it really reads as his power was his faith, and he had lost his faith. So cutting the hair, right, he went back again and again. So that's, but it's still, yes, that's how they,
Yeah.
And ultimately they gouged his eyes out so he couldn't see.
Yeah.
And then they paraded him, mocked him, made fun of Samson. And then he
Tied
knocked-
him up
Yeah.
between the,
Pillars that held up, just these big marble
yeah.
pillars that held up the first and second floor of this place they were at.
And he suddenly had enough strength.
Correct. He was super strong, but this, did he bring back his faith? And he knocked the pillars down, killing more and he died. And I think it even says killed more Philistines in his death than he did in his life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Absalom and David, But Joab, who's an army general, soldier, he was the enemy.
Yeah.
I didn't make him the enemy, but he's the enemy. So again, bad hair day.
Yeah. All right. July 18th, Genesis 5, 3 through 11, and verse 32. And this is what I need to look at sometimes when I'm feeling old,
Yeah.
because comparatively, I am so young.
Yeah.
So young. So this is just kind of fun. It's one snippet of how old
Yes.
these people were. Adam lived a
And
total.
this is Genesis 5:3-11. Then it jumps to 32. That's to capture Noah, include Noah in this, I would think, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
there's many more people listed in between that we have. Just so people know. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you. So Adam lived 930 years. He had his first son when he was 130.
Well, that was Seth. Remember, he had Cain and Abel. Then one of those two killed the other. Then he had Seth again. And one son who died, the other one was sent wandering, left. So Seth then became the direct descendant. Yes. But he had Seth, he lived 800 years. He was 130 years old when Seth was born. He lived 800 years after that, 930 years.
930 years total. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then he died.
And then he died. but just so to put in perspective, and this is what I do, if you go back 930 years from now, you're in the year 1096.
Wow.
So if Adam was born in 1096, he would die this year.
Wow. So many things changed.
Oh, yeah. Like we now have zip codes.
Okay. Then we have Seth, who lived 912 years.
Yeah.
We have Enosh, who lived 905 years. And Noah, it says after he was 500 years old, he became the father of. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm happy to have my first grandchild.
Yeah.
But I can give my grandchild back. I don't have to take care of her all the time,
Right.
which I'm very grateful of. But yes, so that means Noah was over 500 years old before he started building the ark.
And Noah was a talented, experienced ark builder.
No,
No. He had
No.
never built an ark.
no, but
500 years old.
yeah, the ark was actually in the crossword puzzle recently, and it said the only ship or watercraft to not be built in a shipyard.
Okay. I guess.
So, yeah. So, one thing I like about this, like especially Noah, we know Noah in the Ark story. We've talked about it
Yeah.
on here, but most everybody knows it. You never think that he was a 500-year-old man when he started building the Ark.
Yeah.
You just don't think about that.
No.
Jeez.
I agree. Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah. And he was 500 when he became father to Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And then God told him to build an ark.
Right. Well, because he had his sons,
Yes.
and they had wives.
Yes.
When they got on the ark, so yeah, it had to be after that. I think the parentheses was actually my insertion, not biblical. Yeah. It's okay. It's my book. I can do that.
Yes. You're free to parenthesize.
All right. July 19th. It's Exodus 7. Now, this is Moses and Aaron. This is at the beginning of the Let My People Go. That's the song.
Yes.
I thought. It's like there was some song I had connected. That's it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Oh, baby, let my people go. Oh. Yeah.
And
okay,
why does
there
the
you
people
go.
have
Woo!
to say,
I don't know. I think it's the exclamation
Oh,
point.
okay.
So,
And Moses didn't want to do this.
right.
So God said, well, I'll send Aaron with you.
Yes. Yeah. So they're a team. They're gonna, go do what they can do, and God says, when Pharaoh says to you, perform a miracle, say to Aaron, take your staff and throw it down before Pharaoh, and it will become a snake.
Yeah, routine.
So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and did just as God commanded. Good for them. Aaron threw his staff down in front of Pharaoh and the officials, and it became a snake. Well, then Pharaoh gets the wise men and sorcerers and magicians and say, you all do it. All right, so first of all, how many people is that? Well, we just have this big room of I don't know,
Yeah.
10 to 20 people. Everyone, throw your staff down. Snake, 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 snake. And obviously there's all these snakes on the ground
Yeah.
now because Aaron's,
And nobody has a staff.
right. So they're weaponless. It says, but Aaron's staff swallowed up their staffs.
So Aaron's snake is better than their snakes.
Ate all their snakes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Pharaoh's like, whatever.
Yeah. But again, it's one, Moses and Aaron get to go see Pharaoh, which seems remarkably, right? That gets to happen. And they're, and then they do this thing. And Pharaoh said, you all do it too.
Yeah.
So it ain't that great of a thing.
Yeah, it's no big deal. But one thing I wondered, between the time of God saying, okay, do this, and them going and doing it, did Aaron practice it in between? Did he throw his staff down? Oh, there it is, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Make sure it was really working?
I think God's going to intervene on my behalf on this staff situation.
Yeah, because it doesn't say he did it. Like when God told him, you're going to do this, it doesn't say that he did it.
Right.
And then they go, and so I don't know. I would just kind of be like, okay, throw my staff down. Snake?
Yeah.
oh, yes.
Yeah.
Aha, see?
Yeah. 'Cause
It worked.
You would think he has that kind of cool. Like, this is a routine activity.
Right. But
no.
Moses is probably the one going, it worked.
Here.
Oh, my
Good
gosh.
for you.
Check it out.
See that, Pharaoh? I can do that too. All right. But then God himself, has his, so they devour. And, Pharaoh just hardened his heart, right? Didn't listen. But still, I think that's the question you got to ask.
Yeah. So the last day for this week, but for a few days next week-ish, we got the plagues.
Yeah, we're going to do the 10 deals, right?
Because I don't know if we do all of them, but we do a lot of them. Because they're just weird, interesting stuff.
Yes.
Now, this first one, I would describe it as gross.
It could, yeah, I think that's fair.
So July 20th, we are moving into the plagues, and it's Exodus chapter 7, 14 through 18 and 20 through 21. I left out one verse. I don't know why. It must have said something stupid.
It must have.
I'll figure it out. So, yeah.
So anyway.
So this is the plague of blood.
Yes, the plague of blood. The Lord says to Moses, Pharaoh's heart is unyielding. And other point in this thing is God made Pharaoh's heart unyielding. It says that he's unyielding. He refuses to let my people go. Go to Pharaoh in the morning as he goes down the river. So God knew Pharaoh's schedule, and Moses and Aaron are heading down to meet him, right? And they say, Lord, the God of the Hebrews has sent me to say, let my people go, so they may worship in the wilderness, right? But until, now you have, so he's already said, let my people go. You have, listen to that, and it says, by this you will know that I am the Lord, right? I will strike the Nile, and the water, the Nile, will be changed into blood. So the whole Nile River, right, one of the biggest rivers on the planet, becomes blood, thereby killing all sorts of stuff in the, obviously, right? So that happens. The fish in the Nile will die. The river will stink. And the Egyptians will not be able to drink its water. So I always read this, that all water that people had gathered turned to blood.
Well, so verse 19, I looked it
Yeah.
up, that I left out. And I think I left it out because it's kind of a long verse, and I was trying to keep these passages close to a page long, which if you have the book, obviously even taking that verse out didn't do it. But this verse says, the Lord said to Moses, tell Aaron, take your staff, stretch out your hand over the waters of Egypt, over the streams and canals, over the ponds and all the reservoirs, and they will turn to blood. Blood will be everywhere in Egypt, even in vessels of wood and stone.
So he had gone to the well in the morning.
And gotten water, it turned to blood as well.
If you're in your bathtub,
Ugh.
if you're taking a drink
Yep,
after working the early shift in the fields, got a mouthful of blood.
yep, yep,
So yeah, incredibly nasty, right?
yep.
Right? And I like at the end, blood was everywhere in Egypt.
Yeah. And it said the river smelled so bad the Egyptians could not drink its water. It smelled so bad you couldn't drink it?
I don't know. It was a little confusing because I thought it was blood. But it was so bad, right?
But, yeah.
And there's more coming, right? We'll hear more of these. Not all of them, but we'll get a lot more coming
Yeah.
up next week, probably most of them. But again, and I think part of what's happened this week and these stories is, while they're fun and quirky, I think that's a good word, almost bizarre in some ways, they're all rooted in the main character outside of God is their faith. Right? They all did that regardless, right? Balaam listened to his donkey. Right? He was not doing what God wanted him to do, but he was still faithful in his action, right? He saw the angel of the Lord, responded, right? Elijah was a man of God, right? Now, what it wasn't his faith, you know, David's army, Israel fight, but there were still bad things happen, but they all involve characters of faith, right? Even the counting, Adam, obviously, you know. And Seth is kind of the forgotten son, right? You hear about Cain and Abel, right? So you go on from there. And Aaron, these last two, I mean, he dropped his staff, it became a snake. And
Or he puts it over the water and it becomes blood.
he did it because God said it would happen, no doubt whatsoever. So
Yeah.
I think part of that's the fun things, but the value of these stories as well. So, but-
And again, nothing is impossible with God.
right. Yep.
I mean, if it's God's plan, if God's working with you,
Yeah. I mean, a guy, Eutychus,
anything.
fell 3 stories,
Yeah.
right? And Paul, he's all right.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't be alarmed. Is that what he said?
Yeah, don't be alarmed.
Don't be alarmed. All right.
Good. Valuable and enjoyable.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening to this week's Flip Devotional, the podcast. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, download, share with your friends, share with your family, read the verses, send us fan mail, let us know what else you would like to have available to you. And we'll talk with you next week.